Today, we are diving into the project, the one that can single-handedly unlock your data career. Seriously, if you've been wondering how to break into data engineering, this is the blueprint you've been waiting for. So let's be real. It's the question that probably keeps you up at night, right? You've taken the courses, you've got the skills, but how in the world do you actually get your foot in the door and land a top data job? And here's the kicker. Without years of experience, every job posting seems to scream for it. It's that classic catch-22. You need experience to get a job, but you need a job to get experience. It's so frustrating. So how do you break that cycle? Well, what if I told you there's a way, a single project that can get you shortlisted for interviews? Imagine having this one powerful thing in your portfolio that does all the talking for you, that shows you have the exact skills companies are dying to hire. That's what we're going to lay out for you. All right, let's dive in. First up, we got to talk about the blueprint for your cloud platform. We need to understand the what and the why before we get into all the nitty-gritty details. So what is the big goal here? Simple. You are going to build a complete end-to-end cloud-native data platform. And let me be super clear. This is not some tiny little script you run on your laptop. No way. This is like a miniature version of the exact kind of system that powers huge modern companies. And what makes this so impressive is that it covers the entire data lifecycle. You're going to have batch and streaming pipelines. You'll build a proper data lake using the medallion architecture, which is just a pro way of organizing your data into raw, cleaned, and aggregated layers. But it doesn't stop there. You'll also set up a data warehouse, a BI dashboard to visualize everything, a feature store for machine learning, and even governance and cost controls. It's the whole shebang. Okay, so here's how the data actually moves through your system. You start with your data sources, then you ingest the data, and it lands in your data lake. And right there is where the magic happens. It gets refined through those bronze, silver, and gold layers. It goes from messy and raw to cleaned up to perfectly ready for business use. From there, it's onto the warehouse and finally served up to your BI dashboards and machine learning models. See how it all connects? Okay, so we've got the what down. Now for the fun part, the how. It's time to assemble our tech stack and pick the right tools for the job. Your first big choice is which cloud? AWS, Azure, or GCP? The really cool thing about this project is that it's totally flexible. The core ideas are the same no matter which one you pick. You know, a good rule of thumb, if you want the most options, AWS is a great bet. Targeting big, traditional companies, Azure is probably your move. And if you love data analytics and ML, GCP really shines there. You honestly can't go wrong. And check this out. This is basically your cheat sheet. It breaks down the equivalent tools for each layer across all three clouds. So for storage, you've got S3 on AWS, ADLS on Azure, GCS on GCP. They all do pretty much the same thing. For processing, maybe you use Glue or Databricks or Dataflow. The point is, you've got options. And you don't need access to some secret corporate data to do this. There are so many amazing, free public datasets just waiting for you. NYC taxi data? Perfect. E-commerce sales? You got it. IoT sensor data? Absolutely. Just pick one that sounds interesting to you and run with it. All right, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty. It is time for your project checklist, a real step-by-step action plan. This is where the blueprint becomes reality. Think of this as your roadmap to success. You're not trying to do everything at once. We start simple. 1, create a storage bucket. 2, get some sample data in there. 3, set up that medallion architecture. You just go step by step, checking off the boxes. Before you know it, you've got a working BI dashboard, and the whole thing is published on GitHub. Totally manageable. Okay, listen up, because this next part is maybe the most important piece of the whole puzzle. You can build the most incredible platform in the world, but if you can't show it off right, it's not going to get you that job. So let's talk about how to make your work shine. I cannot stress this enough. Your GitHub README file is the most important file you will create. More important than your code, more important than anything else. This file is your sales pitch. It's the very first thing a hiring manager or a recruiter will look at, and it has to be perfect. So what goes into a killer README? Well, it's got to tell a story. Start with the why, what problem are you solving? Then show them your awesome architecture diagram. List out all the cool technologies you used. Walk them through the steps, show off screenshots of your final dashboard, and this is key, tell them how to deploy it themselves. That's what turns a code repository into a professional portfolio piece. And just look at the difference this makes on your resume. The before is, okay, Data project using Python and AWS. Yawn. But the after? Designed and implemented an end-to-end cloud-native data platform using S3, Glue, Redshift, and SageMaker. Now that gets you noticed. It's packed with the keywords that get you past the automated screeners and in front of a real person. And if you really want to go the extra mile, here are a few pro tips. Add those visual diagrams, record a quick video where you walk through the project. If you have an ML model, deploy a basic API for it. And please share your work. Post it on LinkedIn, link to it everywhere. Be proud of what you've built. All right, let's bring it all home. By finishing this project, you haven't just written a few lines of code. You've actually gone through a complete transformation. This is how you launch your data career. Just look at the skills you now have. This isn't just about data engineering. You've proven you can do cloud architecture. You've touched on MLOps and APIs. You even know about governance and FinOps, that's managing cloud costs, which is a huge deal for companies. You are a well-rounded modern data professional, the complete package. And that brings us to this powerful conclusion. You are now ready to apply for roles like cloud data engineer or even cloud data architect. You're not just a student anymore. You are a builder. You've done the work, and you have the proof. So there you have it, the entire blueprint, from architecture to tech stack to exactly how you should showcase your work. The only question left is, are you ready to build? Your journey starts right now.